Welcome to the small scape today. Well, today's video is, there are 5 reasons that I think that attached plants are better than planted plants for your aquarium. I know that's kind of like fighting words, right? Well, yes, big disclaimer, these are my thoughts. These are just some reasons, 5 reasons why you could totally think and consider your attached planting world way easier and better, may even wind up with better aquascapes. I know, if you use the attached plants versus the planted plants. If you disagree, if you have thoughts, please put them in the comments below. We always have really great suggestions down there, and I want to know your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Now, if you are brand new to the world of aquascaping, welcome. There are just generally speaking, there are 2 types of aquatic plants versus the ones that you have out in the terrestrial world. In the aquatic world, you have 2 different types. You have ones that you plant the roots into the substrate, whether it be sand or gravel. And then you also have the attaching plants where you actually do not bury what's called the rhizome. You do not want to bury that. You actually attach them either with super glue. Yes, it's totally safe for the fish, it's safe for the plants, it's all good. Or you can use string, you can use all sorts of things. I have a lot of hacks. I'll attach that video list or something like that to me down in the description. I've got a lot of wacky tips that really help out. But there's definitely a difference between these 2 different groups of plants. They both have their pros and cons, but this video is all about the pros of using the attaching plants and why I really think that your aquascapes may very well turn out better. Reason number 1, and I think I'm going to put my favorite, I'll probably put my favorite number 5, I'm not sure. But starting off with number 1, it's easier to gravel vac. If you have plants planted into the substrate, yep, you're going to be putting your gravel vac, your siphon into the substrate, and you have to worry about not dislodging your plants. That's the worst. You spend all this time aquascaping your tank, and then you gravel vac. You have to go around the plants. Have you ever tried to do that? And maybe you miss a bunch of detritus because you don't want to uproot your plant. Well, you don't have to worry about that when you're attaching your plants onto the hardscaping. You don't have to worry about that because it's off of the substrate. Number 2, you do not have to worry as much about dislodging your plants or having your fine little fishy friends, say cory cats, plecos, a whole bunch of other ones that like to sift around the bottom, that they will dislodge your plants, although I have hacks for that too. I have a lot of hacks. Then you don't have to worry about that because they are attached, and usually when you're attaching the plants, you're either using string, you can use, I have little plastic things that I like to use, or super glue. They're just gonna hold on way better until the plants actually start holding on. They grow their roots and they actually grow around the hardscaping, but you don't have to worry about that. And then also, with the planted plants, and I'm talking to you Crips, they are very breakable. The stems, they can very easily break off when you're trying to plant them into the substrate, especially if you're using long-handled tweezers. Why the high-end aquascapers never mention this? They're actually very difficult to use. I really think there's a learning curve in using long-handled tweezers. It's like using chopsticks underwater and then trying to also garden. Okay, it's a little challenging. I practice every so often. Usually I use them a little bit and then I switch to these guys right here and it works just fine. But keep that in mind. I really feel that you don't have to worry about getting them dislodged or breaking off certain parts of the plant as easily as if you're using attaching plants. Number 3, you do not have to worry as much about possibly moving your hardscaping around. Have you ever aquascaped something? You put your rocks down, then you attach your driftwood to the rocks, you get everything situated, and then you say, uh-oh, I have nowhere to plant my plants because I have taken up too much real estate in the bottom of the tank, and you have nowhere to actually plant the roots, especially if you have vision where exactly you want those plants sprouting out from, so you actually have to move stuff around. That's not good, especially if you have your particular vision and everything's all set, maybe even glued or wedged together just right. That's the worst. With attaching plants, guess what? You can put it anywhere. You don't have to put it into, you don't need any real estate on the bottom that you're looking for the gravel or the sand. Nope, you can attach it anywhere. Which leads me to number 4. Yes, when you're attaching plants, you can plant it anywhere in the tank that there's something to attach it to. So you can have, a lot of these aquascapes have Anubias Nana Petite, ANP, attached to the top of driftwood, way up high there. You can have it down low. You can even have it way down towards the substrate, so it looks like it's coming out from the bottom when it really, in fact, is not. But you can have it anywhere in the tank that you can attach it to, which gives you, I think, frequently with a lot of aquascapes, you can get a lot more options. Number 5, this is my favorite. This is the biggest bonus, I would say. Even if you're not a beginner, but especially if you are a beginner, even if you're advanced, whatever, if you want to save yourself some frustration and you just want to just have more of a good time, a relaxing time, aquascaping that tank, guess what you can do with attaching plants that you can't with planted plants? You can aquascape outside of the tank, because guess what? You're kind of limited when you're trying to do one of these, you know, an aquascape, and look at it, an aquascape where you're looking down. Nope, you just pull. I like to use like plastic takeout containers, larger ones, Tupperware containers, whatever, foil pans, whatever you want to use. Fill it with the sand or gravel so that you can lay your hardscaping down and it'll hold it in just the right angle you want. And then you go ahead and attach your plants. Make sure you have a mister. I do have a favorite that I will link, that the Amazon affiliate link, if you want to check it out. That's where I got it. It's totally cool. And you just keep your plants moist, and they're going to be all good. But you can aquascape your tank outside of your tank. So there are 5 reasons that I really think that attaching plants can be way easier, way better, and quite possibly produce a better aquascape because you won't get as frustrated. You can do it much easier and without possibly disrupting your scape, either during your scape or after your aquascape, and your little fishy friends have their own idea of what they want to do with the bottom of your tank. So hopefully you felt that was helpful. Remember, leave your comments and your suggestions and thoughts in the comments, and I will see you next time.